Hello, ALS Texas. Thanks for joining us. I am Tanya Hitchman, Director of Community Programs, and it has been a while since we have come to you with a Facebook Live interview. And I can't think of a better way to start off this year than with the interview that we're getting ready to have and the young, amazing man that you're going to meet. I want to tell you that this month, ALS Texas is celebrating our youngest caregivers. We know that in Texas, there are more than 3,000 young adult, youth, and children caregivers in the state that are helping to provide care for a loved one throughout the ALS experience. This February, we're shining a loving spotlight on our ALS Texas young caregivers and how they're rising to the occasion and supporting their families and their loved ones with pride, advocacy, determination, empathy, and so much more. They're truly caring with love, and that's our theme for this entire month. Today, I am super excited to introduce to you and for us all to get to know a little bit more 11-year-old Ronan Kotiya. He is a young caregiver for his father, Rupesh, who was diagnosed with ALS in 2014. Like a lot of kids, Ronan likes to play soccer and football. In fact, just before this started, we were getting ready to talk about the Super Bowl and the halftime show. He likes doing art and puzzles. He likes watching movies like Harry Potter, and he loves doing math. Additionally, unlike other kids his age probably, for and raising awareness for ALS. He even published a book, Rupesh J. Kotiya versus ALS, My Dad's Fight for Survival. And he did this to provide an insight into what it's like to have someone with ALS in your life. So Ronan, I would love to just quit talking for a second and get to know you more. What made you decide to write a book?
Yes, thank you for having me. The reason I decided to write this book is because my mom got me this book kit and I was thinking what to write about. I didn't know, but then I later decided to write about my dad's fight against ALS, my story, and my family's journey through ALS.
And I would have to imagine, I've never written a book, so I don't know. You are definitely one huge step ahead of me, but that's got to be a pretty long process. Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, it was a long process. The process of publishing really long. I had to go through a lot of steps to get it published. First, I had to handwrite and organize all the chapters and pages. Then I sent it to the company with the book kit, and they gave me back a copy of it. And after that, I decided to go bigger, so I typed it up and added more content and photos to it. After that, me and my mom found a publisher for the book in Dallas and had to make sure it was the lowest cost but had good quality. Then I got a proof from them and gave the okay to it. Then they started printing hundreds of copies. Lastly, we started selling them on my dad's 45th birthday party, and that is how we raised $15,001.
$15,001. Tell me about the significance of $1.
Yes, in Indian culture, 1 is a lucky number, so that's why. So hopefully it'll be lucky, so we can find a cure for this disease.
I love it. So you started this when you were 10. You started writing the book.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right. I know we have several people watching now and several that will watch this later. Y'all feel free to shout out, have your comments for Ronan, show him some support on here. We're not done talking to him because I want to find out. He dreams big. We can tell that. I want to know what your next steps. What are your plans, your goals and plans for the future?
Yes, my goal is to share my idea about how to raise money for the ALS awareness and this disease. Hopefully, children of all ages can start their own fundraiser. My dream is that the ALS Association can find a cure with the money I have raised.
Wow. And that's in addition to all the other stuff that you love to do, right? You find time to do this.
Yes.
Because you're passionate about it. What would you tell other young caregivers? What advice or words of encouragement do you have for them?
I know it's scary to look after someone with ALS, but you can do it. You can help suction their mouth, hold their feeding tube, wipe their eyes, and help put their socks and shoes on. But most of all, you can be patient and love them with all your heart. I just want to end by saying, even though I was only 10 when we did the book launch, I have been amazed by how much love and support friends and family have shown for my dad and my family. Thank you all. We love you. If you want to buy a book, email my dad at rjkotiya@yahoo.com. It is up on the screen right now.
I love it. Okay, y'all, you can see it. Like Ronan said, if you'd like to donate and purchase a book, there's the information on how you can do that. You can always reach out to us and we'll make sure to connect you to Ronan and his family. We'd love to see if you have any questions or comments for Ronan too before we let you get back to what you have going on this evening. But feel free to put comments in the chat. Or in the comments on the live stream. You can add reactions, anything you want to say to show support to Ronan. Ronan, do you have any other words? Thank you for sharing your story. Yes, that's from our entire team. We are so grateful that you took time out today. Your dad says, so proud of you, buddy.
Yes, thank you. I love you.
And this video, after we go live, this will still be available on our ALS Texas Facebook page for anybody to come back and take a look later. Diane, thank you. Diane said awesome. So this will be available later for anybody to come back and watch. And Leanne said, you are amazing. Yes, he is. I'm so glad that we get to be inspired by young caregivers that are working so hard every day. Adriana says, so proud of you, my papacito.
I also have some pages in my book that I would like to highlight.
Okay.
So one of the pages is when I said I had to type it up and add more content to it. This is one of the things I added, and this also goes with words of advice for other caregivers. The top one is the eye gaze, there's the power wheelchair, and the ventilator. So those are some important things that people with ALS use. And then this is what I mean by friends and family showing support. So
wow, that's a lot of friends and family.
Yes.
I love that. You have other pages that you've got marked there? Or is that it?
That is it.
All right. Well, Ronan, we thank you. We thank you for taking time out. I'm really glad I got to hang out with you for a little bit. I hope that we can do this again. And please let us know all of the new adventures and projects that you have going on. And thank you for being such an amazing young leader and for caring with love.
Yes, thank you for having me. I was really excited.
All right. Bye, Ronan. Tell your family hello, and we will see you all later.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good evening. I do want to share, thank you. We've got this reminder up here. As part of our Caring with Love month, we have more events coming up. So Ronan helped us kick off the events that we have for Caring with Love. Next week, we will have trauma-informed yoga for kids. That is on the 23rd at 4:30 p.m. Trauma is a part of the ALS journey for everyone, and this is a great way for kids to be able to process and manage that stress and trauma. Then we will have the very next night a young caregiver panel discussion with 4 or 5 of our young caregivers throughout the state, where it's just going to be a candid discussion, transparent discussion on the needs of young caregivers and also the needs of parents and helping to support the young caregivers. So you won't want to miss that. That's on February 24th at 7. And you can see all of our upcoming virtual events on alstexas.org and our virtual events page. Thank you again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Yes, thank you. I love another comment. Ronan, you're great. Dada and Dottie love you a lot. You are a backbone of mom. Aw, that is so sweet. I love it. Anybody else before we go? Any other comments? Yes, Christy, this is great stuff. This is the good stuff. And that's what we are trying to focus on in the midst of that ALS experience. So this is good stuff. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good rest of your evening, and we will see you again soon.